Okay, hello go-getters. I just hope you are doing good. So in this video, I just want to show you the system of numbers. Number system or system of numbers, whatever. So guys, it is important for you guys to know type of numbers. Do you understand? Even though I was not good in this topic and I wasn't like it at all because it deals with words. So like numbers, they are divided in two parts. We got real numbers and we got non-real numbers. So when I'm talking about non-real numbers, are the numbers which are not existing. Do you understand? Like those numbers, if you try to punch them on calculator, you will usually get error. Like say 4 over 0, it's error. Do you see? Even if you say it squared -9, it's error. So those numbers are what we call non-real numbers, and this is the symbol for a non-real number. It's R and that thing there. Do you see? And here's my definition. It's non-existing number, but in maths they won't ask you definition, just understand. Do you understand? Yeah. So when we talk about real numbers, are all numbers in maths, all numbers which you can punch on calculator. So these numbers are real. This one 4, you can punch on calculator and say equal, still will get 4. And -7, you can punch and say equal, you get it. Even 0, it's a real number. 0, do you see? And 5, fraction, it's a real number. Do you see? And squared, all these numbers are real. And here's a symbol. It's R, are what we call existing numbers. Do you see, guys? And another thing that I would like to specify here for non-real, if you got a fraction must, it is on this format. Do you see? You should know that the moment your numerator, your denominator, it's equal to 0, it means that this will be what? Undefined number. It won't exist. It's a non-real. And also on a square root, the moment that b, it is less than 0, meaning that b, if it is negative, it means that this thing will be non-real. Do you understand? Something like this. Let me say it's a square root, it's minus. I can put any number here, but still it will be undefined. Do you see? Squared minus, you can put any number, it will be undefined. Do you see? Yeah. So for here, I can say the moment my denominator is 0, on my numerator I can put any number, but still it's undefined. Do you see? If your denominator is 0, it means that this thing is undefined. Yeah. So I hope, guys, you can get the difference between a real and a non-real. And guys, please be aware that a real number, it is being divided in two parts. We got rational and irrational. Do you understand? So the one which are irrational are the numbers that you cannot change them to be a fraction. They cannot be fraction. Do you understand? You cannot change these numbers to a fraction. Never. These numbers, they will be always decimal. Something like this. Do you know this symbol? It is for pi. Do you know how to press pi on your calculator? Here's a calculator. I just hope, guys, you can see everything here. So here's a calculator. Do you see we got pi there? To press that pi, you'll say shift and say pi. Do you see? And say equal. Here's the I got pi. And say SD. So this is the value for pi. And this value cannot change it to a fraction. Even you can press SD, it will never be a fraction. Do you see? Its symbol says that this pi, it is the irrational, cannot be a fraction. And here is that E. I think it's ln E, something like that. I forget what do they call this thing, but it is constant all these values are what we call a constant. They cannot change to a fraction. Like check this one. This one here is the e, and you will just say alpha and say e. It's equal to, do you see? It is constant. You cannot change it. You cannot change it. Xt, it is constant. Can never be a fraction. And even this one, if I press this number, cannot be a fraction. Do you see? It cannot be a fraction, guys. Even this one, I can press it minus and say, so this one, it's a cube root because it got that 3 there. So to press cube root, where is the root? Here's a cube root. You just say shift and, do you see? And say 7. So this one cannot be a fraction as well. Even this one, you cannot change it to be a fraction. 0,121,231. Do you see? It does not want to change. Yeah. So all the values which cannot be a fraction are what we call irrational. And here's a symbol for irrational. It's Q and that thing. Do you see? Yeah. So I hope, guys, you understand what is the irrational. So obvious, a rational, it is the number that can change to be a fraction. And here's a symbol. So these values, you can change them to be a fraction. Check something. 0,25, it is equal to what? 1 over 4. And say 0,756, do you see? Can be a fraction. This one can be a fraction. And now what about this one? This one is already a fraction, but let's try to press it. What do we get there? We get 2. So in other words, these kind of values like 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, all these kind of values are also what? Irrational, because these values actually you can change them to be a fraction. Do you see this one? It's 12 over 6, and then it becomes 2, while it can be a fraction. How to change these numbers to be a fraction? So in maths, guys, we got what we call invisible one. So invisible one, you can put it here. Do you see? And the moment here I just multiply here by 6. This thing, it become like this. Do you see? Because that invisible one can be in a denominator, and if I multiply by 6, it will be 6. If I multiply by 6, it will be 12. Do you see? Yeah. Even these kind of values, let me say 10 over 5. This thing, it is the rational, but the answer here will be 2. To change that 2 to become like this, you put invisible 1 and multiply by 5. Then this thing, it gives you this answer. Yeah. So rational, guys, are values that you can change them to be a fraction, as you can see here. So let's go down. Yeah. So now we got what we call integers. So integers are all values which start from negative until positive. They start from negative infinity until positive infinity. They include all the values. Do you understand? All the values. And please remember, guys, all these one are the real numbers, are the one which exist. This one. Or even all these one are the one which exist. All these one are the one which exist. Are the real number. Do you see? That divided from the real number. Yeah. So integers, they start from negative to positive. Do you understand? Yeah. So this one are just numbers, as you can see. And also integers are being divided into 2 parts. We got whole numbers and we got natural numbers. The whole numbers, guys, are the one which start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until infinity. And natural numbers are the one which start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They don't include 0, this one. They just count from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you understand? Yeah. And please check the symbols, guys. Symbols are so important. When they want to trick you, they will use this symbol. They won't give you the name. They will just use the symbol and you will be confused. What symbol of this thing stand for? It is for integer. And what symbol of this thing stand for? Non-real. Do you see? What symbol of this thing? It's a whole number. This one, it's a natural number. Just know the symbols. Understand the words. Do you understand, guys? This topic, it was so boring for me. But I managed to pass math, with my magic, Yeah. I'm kidding, guys. You can't pass maths with magic. Just study, Yeah. I hope, guys, you did understand the video. If you got questions, please comment. And now I'll try to go deep to the questions. And all the best, guys.